The following is a presentation of Puska Media Services in cooperation with the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. It's time to talk Walleye Tournament Championship fishing. This is Catching Gold, the official podcast of the NOWT. In the next 30 minutes, hear all of the latest information on the trail, plus highlights of all of the stops across Northern Ontario. We will interview the anglers, corporate partners, volunteers, and bring you inside access like never before. Watch Catching Gold on the YouTube channels of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail at the official NOWT, the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, and PuskaMediaServices.com. Now let's hear from the guys, host Dennis J. Puska, and trail executive members and anglers Shane Turcotte and Dean Bliss.
Welcome to the first event of the 2026 Northern Ontario Walleye Trail season. It is the Timmins Walleye Xpedition and the NOWT Championship. I'm Dennis J. Puska. This is Catching Gold, the official podcast of the NOWT, and we're so pleased to have you with us. We thank everyone for tuning in to our first 3 episodes as we got you ready for the season. We appreciate the partnership with the NOWT and the great work already Shane Turcotte and Dean Bliss have done, and we're looking forward to continuing on. And yes, we made it down here to Timmins. This lake, Lake Kenogamissi, is pretty easy to find. It's actually minutes right off of Highway 144 as you make your way to Sudbury. It is on the Cache Campground. You come in here and they've got a tent set up. They've got everything going on here, and it has been pretty amazing stuff. We've got 60 teams total. We have 30 in the sportsman division. We have 30 in the NOWT Championship division. You met them on a previous episode. They were part of that today. Now, one of the big storylines in this, we'll hear from Shane Turcotte and from the anglers as we move forward of our show today, is a little bit about weather conditions. Yesterday was a very windy, blustery day. Despite all the beautiful sunshine and the temperatures in the 20s, that might have caused some issues for some of the anglers on the water. We'll hear from them about that. Today, different story. Beautiful day, not much wind whatsoever, but it is a gorgeous day here down at the lake, and I think that is what we've noticed so far today. So coming up on our show, we're going to bring you the sights and sounds of the NOWT Championship and the event down here with some wonderful video. Then you're going to hear from the NOWT winners, the second place team, and we're also going to hopefully catch up with the sportsman division as well. And Shane Turcotte will join me, and we'll have some more analysis of what's going on down here. So plenty to get to on our show. We invite you to stay with us as we bring you kind of on-the-scene coverage of Catching Gold here at the NOWT Championship. The prize package that first place is going for this weekend is incredible. It's worth close to $80,000. There's a boat, there's motors, there's everything, there's some Garmin gear. It is wild, and that looks terrific for the winners, and there you go on that. So let's pause for a break. We're going to go and show you some sights and sounds of this championship, some video of the anglers coming in, the weigh-in, as well as some of the trophies and much more. Then we'll come back with a little bit more discussion, let you know what happened as the anglers headed in to day 2. This is Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail, episode 4 from Lake Kenogamissi, brought to you by Puska Media Services. welcome back to Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. I'm Dennis J. Puska back in Timmins. We're now going to go to the results portion of our program, and this is where things had really taken an interesting turn, that is for sure. After day one, with all of that wind conditions causing problems on the lake, this is how the first day went. Jason Doyon and Nick Huxon led the way with 13 pounds and 90 ounces, followed by Dylan and Holden. They were second with 13.23. Francis and Jesse de Champlain at 12.78, followed by David Grad and Steve Bergeron at 11.83. Now, trends moving forward to Saturday, the final day. The weather, of course, was much better. Beautiful conditions out at the lake, and it really made for some pretty amazing fishing, and the numbers resulted in this. Your 2026 NOWT champions are David Grad and Steve Bergeron, collecting just over 15 pounds on the final day. They finished with a total of 25.28. That is incredible. However, the story is Shane Turcotte, Corey Neffen, yes, our own Shane Turcotte, who finished second. He was 10th after the first round, moving all the way up to second. His final total was 22.75. We'll hear from Shane in a moment, talking about that big fish they grabbed, over 10 pounds. That's amazing there. In third place, Jesse and Francis de Champlain, and then Jason Doyon, Nick Huxon, the leaders after the first round. They dropped to fourth place. Now, over in the sportsman division, Tim Martell and Kip Portis win that division, 25.48. They're also the overall winners of the event. Pretty amazing stuff. Followed by Darren Donnell and Andre Chenier, and then Matt Galacci and Christina Landers were third. So those are the results and how things finished up here at this Timmins Walleye Xpedition and the NOWT Championship. For more, let's hear from Shane Turcotte and my conversation with him. Hi there, welcome back to Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. I'm Dennis J. Puska. Of course, this is Shane Turcotte. We're actually in person. We're not on a screen on YouTube, and we're not doing this via video. We're live and in person. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Dennis.
So how are you, and how did the weekend go?
You know what? The weekend was great. Really well-run event here at the Cache Campground. Timmins Walleye Xpedition really put on a great Northern Ontario Walleye Trail Championship, along with their own tournament. And I mean, I can't say enough about the venue. I mean, it's amazing. Launch is great. Great place for the anglers to stay. We got the main tent, and the fishing is phenomenal.
Talk about the fishing. First, yesterday. Yesterday was a tough day on everyone with the wind.
Yeah, wind. I mean, the wind were 40 to 50 kilometer-an-hour gusts, and it was really hard to fish a lot of our spots. A lot of anglers felt the same thing. But like always, anglers find fish, and guys got them yesterday. So that's just the way it goes. Unfortunately, our team didn't get what we needed yesterday, but you know what? Today we made up for it.
Did the results of the first day surprise you, or what you kind of expected? Or?
Well, I was surprised that, you know what, I think there was not too many double-digit weights, and I think the weather conditions really played a factor in that. But I was surprised, though, how many big fish did come out of the waters here.
So let's look forward now. Now the fun part, I guess, is now day two, and gorgeous day, and you guys came out with a 10-pounder, and there were some other big fish that were here over the course.
Yeah, I think there was in the vicinity of 6 or 7 over 9 pounds here today, which that's phenomenal fishing. I mean, again, this is why we love Northern Ontario. For walleye fishing is crazy.
So now today, you look at these overall results. How hard is it to kind of sit and wait and see where you are in the grand scheme of things, or do you kind of know where you are?
Well, I know we didn't win, but yeah, it's kind of wait and see now. Like, our day wasn't great yesterday, but we had a phenomenal day today. So now I'm curious, you know, where did we finish? And you know, I'm hoping for a top 5 finish, but we won't know until the results happen.
We get ready now. From here, it's what? Duberville coming up next.
Duberville's next, and I can't wait for that one because I get to fish with my daughter for that. So So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a family event for you guys. Your daughter was up there handling all the fish.
Yeah, my daughter is measuring the fish. She's helps with the weighmaster duties. And then, my wife Lewis, she's on the laptop and putting all the data. And so, yeah, it is a family affair for sure. We're all passionate about fishing, and I can't, I'm very thankful to have my wife and my kids support me and be here at the events. It's incredible.
When we saw some of the bigger fish coming out, almost thought, is this the big fish factory?
Yeah, no, like I said, last year we didn't see this many big fish. This year, a lot of big fish. So pretty impressive. And like I said, we're literally 20 minutes from Timmins, right? So and again, we're on the 144 here at the Cache Campground, and it's Kenogamissi and Great Lake.
This is amazing. Like this scene, the setup. This is really quite incredible the way they got the setup.
You know what? And we have a couple more events that are kind of set up kind of like this with main tent and great area, great location. And this is again what a place to host the NOWT Championship.
Wonderful. Shane, thanks for joining us. Good to see you in person, and probably see you in person in camp later on this summer.
Thanks, Dennis. Great seeing you in person, and we'll get back to you.
That is Shane Turcotte from NOWT on this edition of Catching Gold. We'll come back with more in a moment. Go ahead.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to Catching Gold, the NOWT podcast here on YouTube, the official NOWT. I'm here with our 2026 NOWT champions. These guys are no stranger to being champions here on the NOWT. I believe this is their second win. I think their first win was in Duberville.
Yeah.
So David Grad is the second win. Steve, is this your first win, Steve? Yeah. So this is Steve's first win. So we're pretty excited here. So Dave, I'm going to ask the question.
Yeah.
All right. Day one, you guys still did pretty good.
Yeah.
You're kind of sitting back. What were you thinking going into today?
Oh, we didn't know what was gonna happen today because the big fish are always moving here. Sometimes they are suspended, sometimes they are shallow. So we didn't know what we were doing this morning, but we figured out pretty quick this morning. At 9:30, we caught like a monster walleye, and we fought it like for not 15, but maybe 10 minutes. And then he came up at the surface, he go back down 15 feet, and he go back up like at 10 feet of the boat and on hook right at the boat. So it was like a 10 plus walleye. So I was a little bit disappointed. This is spring. Yeah.
Disappointed, yeah.
Disappointed.
Yeah, but hey, you still got a big fish today.
Yeah, I still got a big fish. So 30 minutes later, I put back my energy on. I found another big one. Cast on him, pick it up. It was a 938, and after that we run for the unders.
Nice. It's pretty impressive. Now, you guys are coming from Quebec, right? So, what brought you guys from Quebec to the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail?
I think it's because it's a big trail. It's well done. Everything is great. The sponsorship, everybody's here. Good trail. Everything is like a family here. And when the first derby we came in, it was like, oh, it's new, it's big. So we like that big event. So we stick to it.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what they've won. Okay. Not only did they win the plaques, the trophy, but they're walking away with a brand new Princecraft Hudson 190. We got a Mercury 150 on there. And there's also a Garmin package. So they're looking at a 10 and a 9 inch screen, but also a Kraken motor that goes with this boat. Now, pretty impressive package, guys.
Yeah, crazy package.
And I'm not going to ask you how to get it, but what's the plan for next year? Right? Like we're going to get out there, qualify for the championship for next year as well?
Yeah, of course. We're going to try our best to get qualified again for next year. And we'll give our best, yeah.
Where's the next tournament?
It's Duberville. Yeah.
Duberville?
Yeah.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks and we'll be in Duberville.
Couple weeks,
We're trying to keep our a third win in a row.
And there's big fish in Duberville.
Yeah.
Right? Big fish in Duberville?
Yeah,
You
big
guys
fish.
got big fish?
Yeah.
You guys have won Duberville?
Yeah, twice. 2 years in a row.
2-time champs in Duberville, so they're going to be there. Guys, is there anyone you want to thank sponsors? You want to thank some sponsors? You want to
Yeah, we would like to thank all those sponsors, NOWT Expedition, les entreprises JLR, Surplus du Nord, Avantage Chrysler Graphics Design, Striker Brand, Voltium Energy for the batteries, and I think it's everything, yeah.
I really want to give these guys, anglers, a platform for their sponsors. It's so important. It costs so much to do this. Without sponsors, it's not possible.
Yeah, we forgot Lawrence and St. Croix Rolls.
Awesome. You guys are champs.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
We will see them in Duberville. My name's Shane Turcon. I'm with Catching Gold, the official podcast of the NOWT. These are the champs. I bid you good night, and we'll see you in Duberville. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Welcome back to episode 4 of Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. This is Dennis J. Puska in our broadcast control center. We're wrapping up our Timmins Walleye Xpedition NOWT Championship, and we've got Shane Turcott, who we talked to after the event, wasn't sure how the results were going to finish up. He wound up in second place. And we've got from Nairn Center, we have got Tim Martell and Chris Porteous, who finished first in the sportsman division with over 25 pounds, nearly 25 and a half pounds of fish. And they're well ahead of their next competitors. Guys, great to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
So talk a little bit about you're taking home the sportsman title. Were you guys surprised at the way things went on the weekend? Talk a little bit about it.
Well, we were surprised. If it was due to our pre-fishing, we were very surprised.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what, Dennis? I ended up catching up with these guys on the water in pre-fish, and you know, it sounded like their pre-fish was tough. But I think it was tough for a lot of people. And obviously you guys changed tactics, because Friday you got yourself a pretty big fish and put yourself atop of the standing. So maybe talk a little bit about what did you do different on Friday, say maybe a little bit versus what you did on pre-fish.
Well, I don't think we did anything different. We didn't have a whole lot to pick from, eh, Kent?
Shane, we didn't do anything different. We knew the fish were there.
Yeah.
We were marking big ones, and we had a plan and we stuck to it.
What was your bait of choice? What were you guys running?
It was minnows.
Yeah.
And Kent figured it out. There was one minnow they didn't like, and there was a certain minnow, we can't go into too depth, but there was a certain one that they really liked.
The fisherman's secrets. I love it. No, I mean, you got to, obviously you want to protect, you know, if the championship's back there next year, and I totally understand that. Now, here's what I would say. I've known Tim and Chris a long time, and the guys have been fishing this circuit a long time. This is their second NOWT win, if I'm correct. And you know what? You guys are guys that I hope for, and I think a lot of anglers hope for, and love to see you guys at the top of the standings, because you guys are nice guys. Like, you're great to talk to on the water, and I get a lot out of talking to you guys. I really enjoy it, and I consider you my friends. And like I said, I just think you guys are genuine guys, and people hope for you. I mean, how do you guys view everybody? Like, how has the circuit treated you?
Oh, circuit's been great.
I can't complain. For me, it's a passion, and to run into everybody every year and exchange fishing stories from the winter, it's great. Like,
With the memories that we've had, we've been doing this since 2010.
Yeah.
We started in Sagamok, and I was thinking earlier today when we were talking about coming on here with you guys, and yeah, you can't replace those memories, like meeting all you guys and the people we met over the years. And yeah, you just, if anybody's thinking about getting into these tournaments, especially the NOWT, I wouldn't hesitate. I would do it. You'll never be able to top those memories.
Now, does the second win feel as good as the first win? Like, which one did you like better?
going up there, our goal was to fish for the boat, the 14-foot with the motor. I think threw it out to Tim on our way up. Imagine winning it all.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, it was good. And a good part of us being able to win that is the new layout that the NOWT came out with. The one over, for a lot of people, it's hard to get big overs every day. And it made it a lot easier for us because once that big fish was in the boat, hey, we're out of here.
We have a shot.
Yeah, and I think we wanted to do that. Obviously we wanted to look at conservation, and obviously we wanted to protect the big fish. But I think you're right. I think it tightens the field up a little bit, and I think it gives more opportunity for more teams to get in, right? To maybe crack the top 10, top 5 at these events, and it showed at this event, right? Like we've seen some different teams up there, so.
Absolutely. And like you said, Shane, you're not taking 2 of them hogs back to the weigh-in, beating them up, you know what I mean? You're only taking 1. It'll make a difference on the system for sure.
Now, I know your families, we don't do this without family support, right? So, talk about that, guys, because I know you guys have strong family support, and again, I think this is why I can appreciate you guys so much, because I have the same support at home, and I know how it works for me and what it means to me. But tell me a little bit for you guys.
Well, I think with my wife,
it was our wives that got us into this 12 years ago.
Yeah,
might have been a little.
They might have regretted it a little bit along the way, I'm sure. But
how did they get you guys into it? What did they do? What did your wives? How did they kind of egg you guys or push you guys towards doing this and getting on tour?
The money. They seen his poster in Espanola, a $10,000 tournament in Sagamuk, and Kit and me, we were fishing a fair bit. We hunt as well, and they said, I think you get Kit's fished the river more than I had. And anyways, so they said, you guys got to get in on this. And well,
we thought we had a chance till we seen the caliber of anglers we were up against, and still to this day, the caliber is unbelievable. Like some of these guys are just unbelievable anglers.
I would say all of them in the circuit up there. Everybody in there knows what they're doing, and you can't doubt anybody on that circuit.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you guys can put yourselves up there. I mean, this is your second win, and I see the hardware on the wall behind you, so that's pretty awesome. So, but yeah, like this is your second win, so you guys can really put yourselves up there in a group of of the elite anglers. You guys are always competing, and another big thing, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but with your overall win, you've secured a wild card into the championship. You just need to fish 2 more events, so that's a pretty big deal. Do you have the next 2 events scheduled and where you're going to go this year?
Yeah, we're registered for the Sioux and Metagamy, and we could possibly end up in Long Lac. Not sure 100%. It's not secured yet, but talking about it.
No, that's great, guys. It's good that like I said, you weren't part of the championship this year, and but next year you're definitely slated to be there with securing the wild card spot. I mean, you guys might get in on points anyways. That's possible, right? But you've got you've got the wild card spot in your back pocket. So it's got to take some pressure off, I would think, when you're going to these other tournaments.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It takes a lot of pressure off. Like you said, I think maybe that was a big chance why we finished the way we did. We didn't go in with huge expectations.
There was no pressure. Like we went in as the last team entering, boat 60, and we turned it around.
Boat 60 to boat number 1, eh?
0 to 0, eh? Or 0 to 0.
That's a great story. That's a great story in itself. Real quick, how was Friday with that wind and everything on the water? That did just make everything just a tough day overall. And wake up Saturday morning, you got no wind. It's a beautiful day, temperature in the early 20s, and not a bad day to be on the water, right?
So Dennis, first thing Friday morning, we ended up going north. And we got some really decent overs. I think we had 4.4 pounds of unders, 4.4 pounds of unders out of 3 fish. And we had 1 over. And we had to better our over, and we knew where we'd found some big fish. and we took a chance and went there, and that 9.5 pounder came out. And from then on, it was back to the scales, but it took us an hour to get back to the scales from where we were because of the waves.
But the wind is what got us that fish. That's what we played when we knew the wind was coming. The wind wasn't ripping when we first started.
Nope.
We went to the wind-blown shore, and we had a good idea that might fire them up a little bit, and it did. We got that. You got that 9.5 pounder. We weren't there very long.
Yeah. Well, I lost one first, actually, and then we picked up the 9 about maybe 10 minutes later.
Nice. Well, it sounds like standard walleye tactics, eh? Wind-blown shorelines. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that. But I mean, you still got to be in the right place at the right time, right?
And the boat control, you know yourself, Shane, on those windy days can be really frustrating. Like trying to set yourself up when you see those fish, and then try and get where you can get the cast in the right spot, right?
Yeah, I might have used a few words I can't repeat on this program. Yes, it was tough, and it was very frustrating at times.
It was.
Heard a lot of guys lost their batteries.
Yeah,
ran out of power, and
it was one of those days that made it tough. That's for sure.
Yeah, but rewarding at the same time.
Nice. What's the plans for the new boat?
We're not too sure, really.
We're
throwing it around that possibly we may sell it and put some money back into the fishing
pot.
Fishing pot. But we're not, until we actually get it. We're gonna pick it up this week, I guess.
Yeah.
So
we'll let the wives decide that.
I mean, it's pretty incredible that Princecraft and Mercury and J&B Cycle Marine and that they came to the table with essentially 2 boat packages, right? One for the championship and then one for the sportsman division. And I thought that was incredible. I mean, the Timmins Walleye Xpedition was a very well run event, in my opinion. Great venue. I mean, the fishery, I gotta say, it was pretty impressive for the big fish, right?
It changed.
It was.
Friday, Saturday really changed my mind on that fishery. Like,
we got to see what was actually in that system. And now we'll be back. We will be back.
We probably could have put more in the boat every day. More big ones. Like, we probably could have put another one each day.
Yeah.
Like, we were done both days by noon.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I know in practice too, we were marking big fish and we were casting to them, and they just, either they would swim to it, look at it, and then swim away, and you couldn't get them to bite. But hey, you guys put that little memory in your back pocket, and you used it to your advantage on the tournament days, right? You were able to go back there and get those fish to go. So again, I can't say enough, guys. Congratulations! I'm so happy for you guys to win the event, and I know what that means for you guys and your families, and I know it goes a long ways.
It does, and congratulations to yourself as well.
Yeah,
you made a big comeback.
Shane, you made a huge comeback.
A heck of a day on day 2.
Your bag was a killer on day 2.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wish our day 1 would have went a little bit better, but hey, you know what? That's fishing, and all you could do is come out the next day and swing hard, and hopefully the results are there at the end of the day.
Shane, did you think with that 10-2, did you think you had a chance or were near the top after you brought in that big fish, or were you just kind of, well, maybe it might get us in the neighborhood?
Honestly, I did. I thought if we cracked the top 5, I would be happy. You have to remember there was 5 teams that went in the championship side that went double digits on day 1, and there were some pretty good bags and actually some really good anglers. So, to think that 4 out of the 5, didn't put up the great numbers on day 2 that really allowed us to kind of sneak into that position. I mean, I honestly didn't think that. I knew we had a good bag, and I knew we were going to jump in the standings, but I didn't think we'd creep up to second place. That's for sure.
What was your reaction when they said you're second?
I was pretty shocked, actually. I was not expecting that whatsoever, and but I'll tell you, it's a nice feeling. We all work hard at these things. We spend a lot of time on the water. We're fishing in conditions sometimes we do not want to be out there. But you know what? It's in the back of your mind. You have this goal. This goal is to, like Kit or Chris said, it's to win that boat, right? We're going there to win the boat, and so you've got this goal in your head, and then so you got to fight through the frustrations of the pre-fish, and sometimes even during the tournament. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a mental game out there, right?
Oh.
It plays with your head, and man, and sometimes decisions, and I can say on day one, maybe we didn't make the best decisions on day one, which maybe kept us from winning the whole thing, but we made some smart decisions on day two. So, you know what, Chris and Tim, it sounds like they made good decisions on day one and day two, and the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, and that's the swings of the tournament. Say you make a decision in the boat as a team, and either you go to the top as a team or you go down as a team, right?
Yeah.
You have good days and bad days in that boat.
And that's the other thing, right? Like you got two guys in the boat, and there really has to be a chemistry, right, for all that to work. And again, I know you guys well enough. The chemistry is strong between you two. You guys enjoy time together. You guys spend time together off the water. Your families are spend time together. So again, it really shows with you two when you see you guys are always smiling and happy no matter what, and it really does rub off on a lot of people. So I really appreciate you guys when I know I'm having a bad day and you're there, you're always smiling and saying positive things, and that does mean a lot.
Well,
What happens on the water stays on the water.
yeah, yeah. But we're all there for the same reasons, right? We're there to win it, but we all have the same hobby. We all love to fish, and we couldn't do it without each other, all of us.
100%. And I really want to thank you guys for your time. And you know what, I'm gonna let Dennis wrap this up, but it was really nice for you guys to do this, and I really appreciate your time. It's always nice talking to you guys.
Shane, I'd like to say thank you to all the volunteers, man. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. Like the tournaments that we do, like they're unbelievable.
100%, man. Without volunteers, none of us get to do this.
The cash, the NOWT, the work that goes into that, I just can't understand how much actually goes into it behind the scenes. And, put stuff like that on for guys like us to go and enjoy it and then pack up and leave and not have to do nothing, right? You get, that comes at a price. So, no, we really appreciate what you guys everybody does that puts on these tournaments.
And Mercury and JB Cycle, or JB and Marine.
Yeah.
JB Cycle and Marine, like there was guys that were broke down and they were helping them get back out on the water to get their boats going. Like that's huge to see that.
No, it is, guys, and again, we appreciate that you guys appreciate it. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Well, to go there and win a boat, like a package of $17,000-$18,000, that was the turning point for us to go to that tournament. Was that boat? Like, they put that out there for people to have a shot at winning. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Right on.
And what was just so great is to see the crowd that was down there on Saturday afternoon started to build with excitement and people wondering, well, what's going on? Who's close? What's happening? And they had their eyes fixed as people started coming in. We had, at the end of the day, so many people lined up, coming in ready to go. And everybody's taking a look at that number and watching the scales and go, oh, there's a big one. Oh, that's a good one. And just being, I was very impressed just by looking at all of them. And it was fun to kind of keep track of all that and go along. I don't know where that one goes in. And just some of the big fish they were pulling out of the bags was just like mind-boggling to see them and go, wow, they were fun to watch. But a great event. I had a wonderful experience down there, and we put together some good video and had a lot of fun down there, and we look forward to being at some other events this year. Guys, thanks for doing this. Congratulations to all three of you on your success at the Timmins Walleye Xpedition and the NOWT Championship. We hope to see you guys down at future events and hopefully in Kapuskasing down the road as well.
Thanks,
Dennis.
much.
Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
We're going to pause for one more break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. This is Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail on the Northern Corridor Podcast Network. And welcome back. We just have enough time to congratulate the Timmins Walleye Xpedition organizers for doing a phenomenal job. It was great to be down at Lake Kenogamissi at the Cache Campground. What a beautiful site that was. Great location for the event. The water on Saturday looked beautiful. Great hanging out with everyone down there, and we certainly enjoyed that. My wife and I thank everyone for their hospitality during the time we had there. Now, here's what's up next on the schedule. June 13th and 14th, which is a couple of weeks' time, they're headed to the Big Fish Factory in Dubreuilville. That's going to be a big event. Then, towards the end of the month, they head over to Geraldton, and that's always a big event in Geraldton. And then about a month's time, it is off to Long Lac on July 25th and 26th. Kapuskasing, August 7th and 8th. Always a big event there on the Kapuskasing River, the Kapuskasing River Walleye Challenge. And then August 11th and 12th in Sault Ste. Marie. That's a big event everyone looks forward to. And then we close with the return of Matagami over at Matagami First Nation. That is amazing. That's just down the highway off of Highway 144. Everyone, again, looks forward to that event as well. So many big events coming up. We are just getting underway in this 2026 season of the NOWT. And I think so far, if this first event is any indication, it appears the season is going to be fun to watch. That's for sure. Well, friends, that's going to do it for this installment of Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. For Shane Turcotte, Dean Bliss, my camera operator, my wife Jessica, and all of us here, I'm Dennis J. Puska. Be good, stay out of trouble. I'll try to do the same. We'll talk to you next time on Catching Gold on the official NOWT, the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, and PuskaMediaServices.com. Good night, Dick. Bye for now.
Thanks for tuning in to Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. Watch all of the episodes on YouTube and at PuskaMediaServices.com. Catching Gold on the Northern Corridor Podcast Network was written and produced by Dennis J. Puska, with assistance from Shane Turcotte, Dean Bliss, and the NOWT. All rights reserved. This has been a 2026 Puska Media Services NOWT Studio 29 DP production.